Beautiful earth angels. So um I didn't do any predictions for September. I think since August I've been a little bit behind on my videos and stuff, so I apologize for that. Not to mention that this energy has been really tiring, and we had a loss in the family a couple days ago, so I'm still kind of going through that. But Spirit said, Daisy, everyone needs to know what's going on with this beautiful energy of September. Now, I always say the energies are beautiful because no matter how dense and frustrating they are, they're experiences that we go through. And we need to see, what is going on. That way we could better act upon, these energies. I think if you go back to the live video that I did a couple days ago, you will notice that, let me see which one it was, because I even did the Venus yesterday live, and then before that I did another live one which I talked to some of you, so it was nice. And we talked about the moon. I remember it was the moon energy this coming Monday. We talked about at what time it was. My internet in the back, I think, stopped. My internet has been really crazy. You would think that we were in Mercury retrograde, especially with how I feel. I'm going to be doing some more divine feminine energy videos because I feel like a lot of you benefit from that energy, and this is an energy you can invoke and take advantage of, and it helps you manifest. So we will be doing a lot more of that. All the videos that I have for manifesting with the angels will be on my YouTube, and I will be uploading the rest of them in September because I'm working on the new scripting, journals and stuff for 2022. I'm actually doing one just for love, which I'm excited about. Is, being said of what I'm sharing with you, even yesterday, Spirit just reminded me that when I was doing the Venus energy, so Spirit chooses candles, right? They tell me like what energies, colors have energies. So I always use for contact a lot of blue. Sometimes I'll use black when somebody is blocked and things like that. But more often than not, I try to connect, with the different colors. Very rarely, I don't think I've ever had so many white candles in a Venus energy for the weekly. And it's because a lot of purification was needed, a lot of healing, a lot of aligning, with unconditional love, but by purifying your auras and your divine energies. So if you go to yesterday's Venus, you will notice that frequency. We'll be using the love cards because I also want to see what love energies are around, and Spirit is very amazing in showing these different vibrational frequencies. So sit back. If you want to pause the video and grab yourself some tea or coffee, because Spirit keeps asking me to add stuff. So yeah, you notice in the background I have my carnelian and obsidian black candle, and I'm doing this to create a very clearing, healing energy. So maybe see what angels come through. Maybe they'll do something special for you all. This is why these videos are so special, because not only do you get these predictions and are aware of what's coming, but you also get some healing. All right, so beginning of the month, middle of the month, closing of the month. So like new moon, crescent, and the half moon, and then full moon energy. Okay. Exactly what we're talking about. So the first candle, oh boy. The first card that we got says this is not the right time. Exactly what I'm talking about. The energy this week has been really, really intense. And I think I talked about earlier about my Virgo new moon rituals that I'm doing. And I've noticed the two that I'm already doing, one of them is a major healing because they're going through personal situations with their family, especially their children. And we're working on a very balanced, justice. So I'll be probably connecting with Archangel Raguel. So if you're ever having issues with justice or things wanting to come your way to balance that energy, Archangel Raguel is the beautiful angel to work with. So that one was that one. Another one that I have, it's healing for their beloved because they've had a lot of cords that attached them from past lives and childhood trauma. So we're doing like a major healing, and we're using the essence and energy of lavender, Archangel Raphael. Now, Virgo is a beautiful energy because Virgos are go-getters. They're like, I always say ambitious, and I know a lot of people, I don't want to be ambitious. But it's not like that. Like Virgos are the far-fetched believers. Like they believe that everything is possible. It's very rare that you see Virgos that are not prosperous or not abundant. Usually the ones that are not is because, they're blocked or have issues and situations. Virgos are usually that energy, very loving, very giving, you know. So this is the new moon. She's doing is that she's detoxifying you. So that's why this week you might feel maybe a bit down or have doubts. And this is because you're meant to see the truth. And if I look back at the readings that I've done for you this past week, which has been quite a few of you, is that you know things, but then you're having doubt. Or, well, I know I should move on, but then you're like, you don't want to. My favorite is, well, I want closure. A lot of people want to get the other person to explain why they did this. Okay? And I have found in my many years of my practice is closure is you. It's about you. And it's not about why they did things. It's about how you are going to face this, heal from this, forgive them, let them go, release, so you can move forward. Because if you are constantly focusing on what they're going to tell you, you won't move past it, because even if they tell you, you're always going to want more. I find that when I work with people that say that they can't move on because they need closure, that they're stuck. They don't want to move on. It's not closure, is they do not want to move on. Because yeah, you probably still love the person. You're frustrated because they left you, and why did they leave me? Closure is about get a letter, sit down, write it to them, tell them how much they've hurt you, share everything, cry. And then once you're done, burn the letter and let go of the ashes. And you could do this anytime, especially during this energy that we're going through now. And this doesn't necessarily have to be a person. This could be a life experience. In my childhood, we had a lot of trauma, but who hasn't, right? And we were living in a house. There was, like, I swear to you, Poltergeist, the old movie, was based in my house. The house was very active. And when they started doing research, because, my mom had a priestess to come and bless the house and a bunch of stuff, she found out that the house was actually on a Native American burial ground. They literally just, did whatever they did to the land, built these houses, not caring that they were actual people, human bones, under there. Native Americans are extremely spiritual. And, you know, America is built on a lot of pain, suffering, and blood. America was built on blood. So a lot of times, a lot of the things that we go through is because there's no respect, right? So when I connected with these spirits, and my mom used to be scared, and, you know, we would see stuff, you know, like the stuff that we see was like surreal. And I connected with the land, and I spoke because I had fairies in that house. Like, everybody would see the negative side, and I would always see the positive side. That's just the way I am. When I connected with the beings, they told me that they knew it wasn't my fault. That, you know, we didn't carelessly go onto this land and be like, build me a house, I don't care. So they're like, build us a garden. And we did. My dad created this beautiful bushes upon bushes of hibiscus. I had a beautiful healing garden. Mind you, I'm 12. 10, 11, 12. I would do these kind of like, I would get rocks and I would just make like little roads and stuff. It would just always came very naturally for me to connect with spirit. And my mom, I remember one time, because I was little, and I never told my mom, because my mom, she kind of goes through her own stuff. So I remember many, many years later, she asked me, you know, you were always obsessed with the garden. I never understood why. And I said, well, because they told me. They asked me to build them a garden. And that was my offering to them. You know, they allowed us to live here. And, you know, long story short, we had to move. So when we moved, I was still very connected to the house. I would have nightmares. Even if I had premonitions about my now moments, they were always in that house. So I wrote a letter to the house. Dear house, I wrote, you know, it has a certain name. I thanked it. Thank you for all the beautiful memories. I have so many pictures. Thank you for all my spiritual experiences, even the scary ones. And at the end I said, and I'm going to let you go. I send you healing and blessings and love, and I'm letting you go. I have moved away, and you are no longer part of my now life, my voyage, my journey, my quest. And then, you know, I closed it. I asked the archangels. I called Archangel Michael. I called Archangel Raphael, Jophiel, Gabriel, Metatron, Uriel. I called all the archangels, and, you know, I enfolded myself in this energy, and I let this go. And then once I did all that, I burnt the letter. I went outside. I opened up because you gotta understand, since I'm talking to the house that had, you know, to do with burials, I opened up the soil and I let the ashes go under soil, and then I covered it up with dirt so the core of the land could heal me and the house. My mom still dreams with this house. Of course, she never did that. She's Christian, so she doesn't believe in my ways and whatnot. Healing is for you. If you look for healing from the other person, then you will never start your healing. The reason why my book, Angel Magic, the first, I think, 4 to 5 angel magic rituals is all about you unblocking. And I've had people that are like, I don't like these rituals, because everybody thinks that you could go straight to the manifesting. And then when they don't manifest, it's your fault too. When you are trying to manifest, you need to unblock. You need to heal. You need to let go. This is what this new moon energy is about. About acknowledging what no longer fits in your life and getting ready for the next chapter. I'm in the middle of, I don't know if I'm going to be working at a certain place, which I love, and I kind of sort of don't want to let it go. And I feel like Spirit is like, there, you could still go there, you could still enjoy it, but you're doing this. So I'm making my peace, and that's my new moon energy, is allowing the angels to guide me and show me, you know, what I must do to move forward energy. Now, fire. I love this. So if I'm looking at him, this is an ancient energy, and they're showing me the essence and energy of working with the sun. A lot of you are not absorbing that beautiful sun energy. You're not taking care of yourself through that sun energy. If you look at him, he's visualizing, right? He's looking at his life through love perspective. Okay? He's surrounded by orbs, so that signifies that spirit is all around him. The energy is, when I am aligned with spirit, I am a powerful leader who inspires others. The world that we're living in is about helping each other out. It's about finding out healings, manifesting, and sharing it with one another. If you have something good, it is your responsibility and duty to share it. My mastery benefits others as I teach them. Exactly what Spirit just said. Directly at times and indirectly at others, modeling what they might aspire to do. What I do, I never know how it's going to impact you, who it's going to impact. Someone came to my Etsy shop the other day. It might have been yesterday. I will call her B. And we were just talking back and forth. She wanted a ritual. And I'm very assertive, extremely assertive. Because life has kind of showed me, with a lot of human flaws, especially in my line of work, and especially that so many used to take so much advantage of me, I had to build a shield, And I am very loving, but I am also very assertive. And unfortunately, when you're writing, sometimes things come out, words come out stronger. It's not the same. And this is what happened. So B asked me for a ritual. And I shared with her, I always tell you guys to follow your intuition. Connect with the ritual that best fits your needs. My work for what I do and for so many positive outcomes is very doable. I've been doing this for a long time. I have other people that do my line of work and they charge double and triple. I try to have rituals for everybody's needs. I do not longer have less than $20 rituals because I can't. Once you get to a certain place, it's not fair to the people that are, spending the money to then have the people that come and spend less than $20 to get the same attention. And then I'm a chicken without a head running around. And I know it sounds wrong because then you think, the human, the people that are not making money because they're not abundant, automatically assume that, you're greedy, and that's not the case. And I will be sharing Mastering Prosperity. That's one of my projects for 2022. So B's like, do you have anything for less than $20? And then I expressed to her, I said, look, if you want something less expensive, there's plenty of other shops that have spells for $7. And, and I'm not lying. You could go to Etsy and put in love spells, money spells, whatever. I've seen spells for $4.44. And, and she's like, oh, she thought that she upset me. I'm not upset. I understand. You can't afford, my $37.77 or $44 spell. Believe me, I understand. There's other people that offer, spells for less money. So, So and then my thing is, if you cannot legitimately, because Spirit tells me everything. That's what people don't understand. Spirit tells me everything. I have had people come to my shop, purchase a spell, a $40, $50 spell, And Spirit has told me, Daisy, refund them because these are their last $40. I go around, I refund them, and I still do the work. When we are prosperous and loving and we give, we receive. It had nothing to do with me being upset with B, because she told me that she found me, and and I understand that she's not rich. I mean, heck, I'm not rich. I am very prosperous. It's taken me a long time to be where I'm at, and I share with you as much knowledge as I possibly can that Spirit allows me to share with you all. And she told me that she loves my my KDP books, and we were talking about the cash book. And sometimes, unfortunately, when you text things, they come out a little bit, I don't know, strong. So when here the King of Fire is telling you to share, to be loving, because sometimes these things, like, it was a lesson, a lesson to be taught of expressing, hey, if you can't do this, it's okay. You could go somewhere else. For you to realize and saying, wait a minute, it is not about the price tag, it's about the services offering. I have a reader that I try to pay and she will not accept payments. I even told her, send me your PayPal, I'm just going to send it to you. I have another reader that I go to, I don't know if his prices went up. He charges less than $10 and his readings are super accurate. I have sent him to some of my clients for a second opinion because he's great. And he was a client of mine. He was a client, and I pushed him because I said, oh my, because Spirit told me, he does really great spell work. And I told him that. I'm like, why are you getting a spell from me when Spirit is telling me that you're the bomb? Like, why? And at that moment, he was like, well, I just need that. Maybe he just needed that. And you need that. Sometimes you need people like me to push you in the directions. And sometimes we don't do it on purpose. How many times do I run into people, you guys, they come to me and share with me your stories or give me insights. Hey, Lady D, I would not have known about those beautiful meditations, just like the one that I did this past week, that shows you how to, visualize through meditative state. She wouldn't have shared with me some of the other YouTubers that are doing this. I would have never known. So it's connecting with that energy. So it's learning from our students as much as learning from our teachers. And this is what he says. He's an ancient one, saying teach, but also learn. How can I be confident in my own abilities and vision without becoming rigid or closed off to new ideas? And Spirit is always telling me that. Sometimes I tell you stuff and you guys won't change. And that's not about me. I already did my work. You guys don't change, that's about you. I talk about ebb and flow all the time. And some of you are great with it. And others are like, oh, I can't. Because their energies are, I need to control this. The salt needs to be next to the pepper. And the oil needs to be in the bottom cabinet. And, they don't want to change. This is how they are. My husband is like that. My husband likes everything as is. So I have to kind of like work around his energy. And then he's like, oh, that's actually awesome. I could do that. So it's, being able to see like, okay, maybe I'm a bit stubborn, but maybe I should allow a little bit of ebb and flow. Now, the angels of romance saying, take this new moon energy to visualize. Maybe I'll do a meditation to help you through that. Maybe we'll go visit the astral energy of manifestations and do kind of like this relaxing retreat energy. We'll go into, divine energy and just retreat our mind and our auras and balance. This beautiful energy, if you look, there's mystery. So a lot of the things that are occurring right in front of you right now are still undercover. If you look at the energy, it's very veiled. It's also a time of protection. So, from what I'm seeing, we're going to take this moment. Beautiful Archangel Michael, we invoke your essence and your energy to fully protect us as we are in this beautiful sacred space. We ask that you use your golden sword to detach us from any harm, lower vibrational energies, psychic attacks, evil, anything that could cause us pain, suffering, or harm. We ask that you keep us fully safe, fully protected, fully shielded from all lower vibrations, frequencies, energies, situations, experience, and especially from this pandemic. We thank you for always being part of our world. We will walk in the energy of love as we know that divine energy is over us, under us, on our right, on our left, behind us, and in front of us. Thank you, beautiful Archangel Michael. We are truly grateful of your essence and energy, and we ask that you continue to stay with us through this journey. Amen. And so it is, and it is so. It's always blessings to to be. New moon energy. Write down the things that you want to change. Release the things that no longer fit in your life. And let go of the things that you cannot control, so you could allow the new things in. Physically, I would do some decluttering. I'm actually physically right now helping my daughter declutter her messy room. We are selling some of the clothes that she no longer wears. So she's streaming in positive income and at the same time releasing a lot of the old stuff that she doesn't use. Going into the middle of the month, I hope you all made your coffees. This is the perfect timing. So right here it says, wait. I'm seeing 13, 15, 16 energy. This is the perfect timing. This is the actions. This is looking, gazing. This is action. So maybe you could set some intentions and then take the action towards the middle of the month. Then I'm also seeing some visits from the past. It could be reconciliation. If there's somebody here who's had an estranged relationship, or maybe they've been out of work for a while, the reconciliation energy of wanting something from the past is going to revisit. So for those of you that see closure, this is your energy. But do it with love, do it with peace, do it with harmony, okay? And also Spirit is saying to strengthen, once you do reconcile. This could be a child that you've had issues with, and now they come back into your life and you forgive each other. Do not repeat the past mistakes and change things. Talk to them, listen, but be very love energy, because that's what the romance angels are sharing with you. Now, I'm also seeing new directions and choices. So during this beautiful energy of the middle of the month, you are going to have choices to act upon different things. Like I was saying, I'm in the middle of, I want to release, but I don't want to release my job because I love it. You know what I'm saying? So it's the choice of staying or going. That is what I'm seeing. Now, earth. This is a great time for you to ground yourself. Take nature walks. Commute through transportation, through walking to your coffee shop if you want, or picking flowers. I know that we're going into autumn. Enjoy some of those beautiful leaves and add them to your journal. If you look at my different journals, I like to pick flowers and I press them and I add them to my journals, keeping a piece of that now moment for the future to be able to look back. So it's really radiant energy to work with the magic of earth. This is also what I was sharing with you, to maybe writing letters and intentions and giving them to the land. I never really did that ritual with you guys that I sent to my Patreons, where we added our intentions and put in a seed, use a seed, a growing seed, to manifest our desires. So it's really nice to work with the elements of earth. And the messages is pleasurable work, being adaptable to the changes, balancing yourself between business and pleasure. It cannot be all work. And if I shared with you prior, before I get down to my work, I actually meditate and I write in my journal and I make me my amazing cup of coffee. I'm drinking some now. And I sit down and I'm in tune with my allness and my oneness and myself. So then I feel at such a peace and calm and serene energy. I was months because I was overwhelmed with too much work. So it's great because the prosperity is amazing. But then it gets to the point that I freaked out so much that I thought I'm going to sell my shop. That way I could focus on, the other. And now I'm so balanced that I do both effortlessly. So is adapting to the changes. My efforts bring me joy. Play and work are not separate because what I am doing is actually fun, which is true in my case. If conditions change, I can switch gears easily. I am fully present in the excitement of creativity, and I'm eager to experience the surprises that occur when seeds I have planted take root, sprout, and develop in unexpected ways. This is a time for flexibility and trust. The universe has your back and will shape everything in your now moments. One way or the other, your dreams will manifest in your physical world. Allow. A lot of people are afraid of allowing. They think that they have to hold it. You don't have to hold it. If you can't, focus on the next project. Allow that last one to develop and flourish and grow. Nurture it. Because just like my books, I sometimes do little campaigns and advertisings, or here on YouTube I'll do a video on them. So I nourish them. Just like you would nourish your plant, you have to give it water, you have to give it nutrients, sun. But I am not sitting over that plant watching it grow, because guess what? It won't. Because I'm trying to control it. And when you try to control, it does not flourish. Nothing that you try to control flourishes. It's always going to fight against you. Many of you that are working with prosperity, the middle of the month is a great time to set those business intentions. From what I'm seeing now, Spirit says, like my webpage, that energy. And when it's just funny because I haven't launched it completely, I will be taking advantage of this energy to fully launch it and then share it with you all. Now, closing, which is our beautiful full moon energy. The full moon is telling you to wait, allow help, and be aware of negativity. I'm going to share this with you all. I don't share doom and gloom because I'm all about unconditional love, and I feel like people really don't listen. In 2012, I shared and shared and shared, and so did a lot of other psychics, that the world is going to be doing a major cleanse if we didn't give it nurture. What did we do? We didn't listen. We kept sabotaging. We kept building more buildings, cutting more plants, consuming a lot more, being angry at each other, no courtesy. And, and these are people, like, these are clients that people that co-workers that I see act one way in front of me and then go out and their footprint is completely different from what they're trying to be. So this end of the month, Spirit told me that the world, when this first started, this was going to be the Noah. So if you believe in, what the Bible says, the rainbow is a promise that we would not be flooded, right? Noah's ark, that was not going to repeat. It doesn't mean that the world does not. change and cleanse itself. It did for the dinosaurs, it did for the gods. The world cleanses when we become chaotic. When the world is about balance. A great way for you to actually grasp this through illustrations is watch the movie Tomorrowland. If we are constantly feeding negativity, 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 that is what we are reaping. This is why I stay from mainstream media, because I feel like it's all a bunch of lies. Now, through that, I still watch things because I need to be aware if a hurricane's coming because I'm in Florida. Things like that. So we are going to have a lot of loss, loved ones. Mother Nature is already cleansing and clearing. Tennessee, even New York City, which sometimes feels, how many times now in the last 2 years has New York City been cleansed? And it's going to continue to happen. I've seen New York City and Miami underwater. I've told friends of mine that are there, please, try to get out. In the next 2 years, our world will be balanced. If I'm looking at the energy that I'm seeing during this full moon energy, a lot of you are going to see what I'm sharing with you and realize the changes that you have to make so you adapt. One of the things that I saw is if you go to the supermarket and you spend $100, you're lucky to bring home food for 2 or 3 days or less. So Spirit showed me going back to basics, going to farmers market, going to actual farms. Now I know a lot of you can't do this, but thankfully in this beautiful time of technology, one of the positive things is that we are able to access these type of organic growers and people that have farms that are close that could probably ship you items. I'm lucky because since I live in Florida, there's farms all around me. We need to build our lands and take care of them by planting trees, by planting gardens. You could do this in your apartment. They have now aeroponics that you could grow your own vegetables and you could eat cleaner, or you could add this to your already foods. You're going to save money. You're going to be helping the land. Plants give oxygen. This is a great way to be breathing positive air in your home, because I am so sorry to say that this pandemic has only started. It's going to continue to flow. And that's just, what we're dealing with. And what our outcome is the actions that we take. What actions are you taking? If you see a neighbor that needs help them. And a lot of people are going to take no, and that's okay, but you tried to extend that hand. Donations, giving, talking to other people. Like I said, I'm always, whenever I could, leave my footprint and give to someone else, I do so. Generally, Spirit tells me, and you could be there too. Spirit is eager to talk to you. And like I always say, you don't expect Spirit to sit with you and be like, hey, let's have some coffee and have a conversation. Expect Spirit to show you through other people, like we saw in the beginning. The student teaching the teacher teaching the student, the neighbors. We need to communicate and build oneness, togetherness. If you're watching stuff that's bringing you a lot of negative energy, don't watch it. If you're driving to the store, allow people to get in. You don't have to be first. We're all going to get home. We're all going to get to work. If you support organic farms, it's better that way, because you're supporting a family. If you grow your own stuff and you have extra, give to your neighbors. There's so many ways And, you know, and I'm sharing with you because a lot of people have been focusing a lot on money because it is lacking. And I will say that if, you know, from what I'm seeing, money is going to be worthless. So, what is going to be worth it? Goods, trades. We're going to go back to basics because our world is cleansing, whether we like it or not, whether we see it or we don't see it. And this is why I feel like Spirit wanted me to share this with you. Manifesting through love, doing things through love, focusing on the simple things, on the time together. You know, I've been seeing a lot of loss. And now it's hit home. I've lost, you know, someone really, really close that was barely 40 years old. And in the same week we lost a grandmother who she was like a grandmother to my kids. I mean, she was in her 60s, maybe 70s. We lost my son's one of his best friend's mother, who is my age. And then I lost a cousin who's barely 40. So we are going to lose, but we are infinite beings of light. And then I have to wait for my aunt to go through her stuff and be able to share with her what my cousin shared with me after he passed. Love your family. Be with them. If there was hurt and pain and anguish, forgive. Make that phone call. Go visit. This is the time to connect. Not through social media. That's fake. Make that phone call. Go visit. I hope this brought a lot of insights. I would use this full moon energy in Pisces to spiritually evolve so you could get clarity, because that's what I'm seeing. Allowing your friends to help you, waiting, you know, before you make certain decisions at the end of this month, because there's a prankster energy that's going to try to sabotage what you are trying to manifest. So action in the middle, waiting at the end, releasing in the beginning. Sending you lots of love. Thank you for like watching my work. I know some of my videos are like forever, but I try to share so much with you guys when I do create these videos. I will talk to you soon.